advantage Leeds United at the top of the Championship, and it's anybody's guess who's going to get relegated. We'll talk about the latest results and, of course, the predictions for the Championship next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, we're taking a look at matchday number 40, that's right, and the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to know here, boys. Under one Roski, that's right. Goodness gracious, they're coming thick and fast now. It's just going to be bedlam for the next month of football. Madness upon madness. But anyway, that's before we jump into the match number 40. We're going to take a look back at match number 39. And before that, I want a big shout out to the VIP gang, the dream team in making, that's right. Just need one more patron to become the illustrious Dirty 11, that's right, and that will be Blackburn Roverseas 11, that's right. So if you want to be number 11, there is a link down below to the Patreon, patreon.com/Roverseas. So a big shout out to the current existing 10, goalkeeper Russell Frost, left back Cody Cahoe, centre back Tom Clark, other centre back Tom Beresford, right back John Spurn, into left side of midfield Aztec Marky B. Mark, right side of midfield Aztec Noko Drinker, into centre mid Daniel Mellor, alongside Bianca. Up top we have LG and Cow. Who else is going to be up top? It could be you. Get in the old description, check out the link, and you'll see for yourselves. Anyway, folks, let's take a little look then. Of course, it is Le Championship. Of course, it's the criteria first. 0 to 4, you're in the shit-face gang. 5 to 9, you're in the straight-face club. 10 plus, you're in the top banana. That's right, you got to get 10 plus. So how did I get on and how did you get on? Well, first and foremost, let's take a look at how I got on. Alrighty then, so all the way back on Friday the 26th of June, it was Brentford. They took on West Brom. It was 1-0 in the end. Ollie Watkins with a one and only goal. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Brentford. You could just about see that. Preston North End took on Cardiff. That ended up as a 3-1 win, going in favour of Cardiff. Joe Rolls, Nathan Mendes-Lang and Robert Glatzel on the score sheet. Daniel Johnson with a one and only goal for Preston. Actually with a 0-0 draw on that, so not brilliant. In fact, terrible. Derby, Wayne Rooney FC, they took on Reading, and that was a 2-1 win for the Wayne Rooney bad boys. Actually with a 2-0 win as well for Wayne Rooney FC, and Wayne Rooney was on the score sheet as well, alongside Tom Lawrence. He actually got himself sent off as well in the late stages. Andy Romanotto with the 1-0 goal for Reading. He's a player. Barnsley, they took on Millwall. That ended up all square, 0-0 in the end. Actually went with the 1-0 win for Barnsley, so no scores on that occasion. Charlton did beat QPR 1-0 in the end. Actually went with the 1-1 draw. The one and only goal scorer on that one, I think it was Darren Pratley. There it is in the end. Massive game, or crazy game over at St Andrews. 3-3 in the end. Nobody wanted it. 3-0 win. I went for Birmingham. Goal scorers on that day. Well, who were the goal scorers? Well, Josh McGuinness, James Scott, and Herbie Kane for Hull City. Gary Gardner, Daniel Crowley, the score sheet for Birmingham. Gardner got himself a couple on that one. Leeds smashed Fulham 3-0 in the end. That was the game on Sunday, or was it the late game on Saturday? Bamford, Alioski, and Harrison on the score sheet. Kibano get himself sent off later on for Fulham. Swansea lost to, I went with the 2-2 on that one. Swansea lost to Luton. That was a bit of a surprise as well. What a job Nathan Jones is doing already for Luton, doing the great escape. The one and only goal, James Collins for Luton. Jordan Caddick get himself sent off as well. Of course, the shit game was Rovers against Wigan, DW. Yeah, don't really want to talk about that one. 2-0 loss, shambles. That one with a 2-1 win for Rovers. Turdface and McTurdhouse were the scorers on that one. Stoke against Millwall, that was a 2-1 win for Stoke against Middlesbrough, was a 2-1 win for Warnock's boys, that's right. Gets himself up to a fly. Ashley Fletcher, Marcus Taverner as well. It's actually 2-0. I don't know what that 2-1 was doing on there. I think I went with the 2-1 myself. I went with the 1-1. So shit. Absolute shit. Bristol City lost to Sheffield Wednesday 2-1. Conor Wickham, Massimo Lugongo as well for Sheffield Wednesday. Naki Wells will only go for Bristol City. I actually went with a 2-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Not bad. Forest did smash Huddersfield, who look to be going down at the moment if it was to end today. Grabbing with a brace. Ryan Yates as well. Colin Grant with the late goal for Huddersfield. And Junior Bakuna get himself sent off. I actually went with a 1-0 win for Forest on that one. And yeah, I did okay squeezing in. Did I squeeze? I don't think I think I did. I think I'm in the shit-face gang, lads. I'm in the shit-face gang. But anyway, this is the situation at the table. Leeds lead the way, 3 points clear of West Brom. Brentford, Forest, Fulham and Cardiff make up the top 6. That's right, Cardiff are in there. And down the bottom is Barnsley, Luton and Huddersfield going down if the season was to end today. But it's tight. It is very, very tight. The 6th spot is tight, but then when you look at the 5th, 4th and 3rd place, there's only 2 points separate 3rd from 5th. And that could all change this week. It could be, Cardiff could shoot up to 63. Fulham and Forest and, Brentford could all drop points as well. And then, you know what? Then those all 4 of them playoff spots are wide pissing open. You goodness gracious me. Down the foot of the table as well, Huddersfield in the relegation spot as it stands, but 3 points away from themselves is Charlton. Wigan aren't out of it yet. I think the only teams that are going nowhere right now are, from 13th down to 16th. I think those are the teams that are like dead rubbers. They're really in Zilchman's land. So that's my pickaroos. What about you guys? Let's take a little look at how you guys got on last weekend. Ready, let's kick it off with ZHLC Sports. You did shit, mate, just like me. Hull City fan, though, you did better than your team. Harry Coggins, you did shit just like me. EJ and the EFL Championship review. Shitty Rooney, my mate. Arman Sol, shitter Rooney. Russell Frost, Patreon. But you did shit just like me. Ryan Francis, shit just like me. Omar Esquivel, you did shit just like me. Cody Gaho, legend. Of course he is. He's in the team. He's in the Patreon team, but you did poop, mate. LJF, you did poop. Brian Oates, garbage as well. Zach Bower, not too shabby. Liam Martin also did shit as well. I'm sorry, buddy. He also did very well the other way. Miles A, Shitteroonie, and EJ also did very, very well as well. So 3 guys, you pat yourselves on the back because the championship is wild and crazy. You just don't know. Next up, Cavan Wright, not too shabby. Football Mapper, not too shabby. Yannick Bustler did absolute shit just like me. Brad Petford did shit just like me. So did Vincent Honk, shit like me. Okay, he did okay. So it's tremendous to see. Okay, DCFC James, he did pretty well, and he was very vocal in the chat as well. Elson Murphy as well did very, very poop just like me. Alrighty then, folks, let's take into match day number 40 now. Another busy old week ahead of Championship football, stretching all the way back, or all the way to from Tuesday all the way through to Thursday. And I think we'll be hoping to have the next batch up. Well, we should. It's either going to be Wednesday for the next round of Championship predictions, or Thursday. We might have to overlap because these games are just so tight. We're going to start with Millwall up against the Swans. That's right. This will take place over the Den. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Millwall, 3 wins to Swansea and 1 draw between 2 sides. They played in the Liberty earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win for Millwall. That's right, Jed Wallace with a 1 and only goal. Millwall have actually failed to win the last 5 home matches in the Championship, whereas Swansea have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 away matches against Millwall in all competitions. Heading into this, Swansea just 1 win in the past 5. Not really brilliant for them. That was against Middlesbrough after the lockdown, whereas Millwall just 1 win in the past 6. That was against Nottingham Forest before the lockdown. So 2 teams, not the greatest start since we've been on the old reboot. The bookmakers' odds on this one, 7-5 for Millwall, 2-1 is the away win, 9-4 is the draw. Win for Millwall, of course, battling away for playoff spots. They're actually 11th spot at the moment, 55 points aboard. A win for them could see them rise up to 7th, whereas Swansea are actually 10th, 1 point better off than Millwall. A win for them could see them rise above them in also 7th as well. I'm going with a tough 1-1 draw in this one. I can't separate the 2 sides. Can you? Get your predictions in nice and early. Of course, the game of the midweek is at Oakwell. It is Barnsley up against the boys, the mighty blue and white, who actually had a shit show last time around. Where are they? So the last 6 encounters between 2 sides sees 2 wins for Barnsley, 3 wins for Rovers, and 1 draw between 2 sides. They played in Ewood Park earlier in the season. It was a 3-2 win. It was a nervy one. Bradley Dacarino with a brace, Stuart Downing with one of his goals for Rovers, Connor Chaplin and Cooley Woodrow on the score sheet for Barnsley. The last time played in Oakwell was a 2-0 win for Barnsley. That's right, Sam Windmill and Marley Watkins all the way back in 2016. Darrell Lennon get himself sent off. Barnsley have actually kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 7 matches in the Championship, but then they've also scored at least 2 goals in the last 5 matches against Blackburn Rovers in all competitions, whereas Rovers have actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the Championship. Rovers' form is absolutely shit, just 1 win in the past 6. Of course, that win was against Bristol City a week and a bit ago, whereas Barnsley just 1 win in 4. That was against QPR as well, the same match day as Rovers' victory against Bristol City. Heading into this, the bookmakers odds 7-5 for Barnsley, 90-10 for Rovers, 23-10 is the draw. I've been impressed with Barnsley recently, so tough old boots this one. They're on 38 points at the moment. A win for them could see them rise above Luton into 23rd. A win for Rovers, who currently find themselves in 9th, could mathematically get them up to 7th. Again, it's so tight up there. I'm going to go with Rovers on this one. I'm going to have to. I'm going to stick with my boys, stick with my guns. And again, they're the 3 points. More on that game on my old match preview. Make sure to check that out on the channel for a laugh. Next up, Reading up against Brentford. Again, Reading, not much to going on for them themselves this season, but Brentford are battling not just for playoffs, but more than that. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Reading, 2 wins for Brentford, 2 draws between two sides. They played at Brentford earlier this season with a 1-0 win. It was that man Watkins again. That was back in November. The last time they played at the Majewski, there was a 2-1 win for Reading. Maita with a brace, Neil Mopé with a 1-0 goal for Brentford. Brentford actually kept a clean sheet in their last 3 matches, and they've also won their last 3 matches in the Championship. That's the David Raya effect right there. They've actually just 1 loss in the past 6 in all competitions over the past wee while. That was against Luton before lockdown, whereas Reading, not too bad as well. Just 2 defeats in the past 5, losing to Sheffield United in the Cup and also Derby last weekend. The bookmakers' odds on this one, also taking place on Tuesday, is, what do we see? It's 15-4 for Reading, 11-4 is the draw, 7-10 on for Brentford. They are red hot favourites, and a win for them could see them close the gap to what? 2 points to make the top 2, from 66 points to 69, but they can't really make it much movement. They can also drop if they do lose, whereas Reading are in 15th spot. A win for them we'll get them above QPR to 14th. I'm going with Brentford on this one with a clean sheet as well. 2-0, job done, 3 points, and they could be knocking on the door for automatics. QPR against Fulham, another team in the middle of nothing. That's QPR. Fulham, though, they're on a bit of a rut. At the moment, they've dropped down to 5th at the moment. They could even drop out themselves. No, they can't drop out of the old. They will remain in 5th regardless of what happens, but they could open up a can of whoop-ass on themselves if they don't get a victory against their fellow London sides. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for QPR, 3 wins for Fulham, and 2 draws between 2 sides. They played in Craven Cottage earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win. Kamara with a brace for Fulham and Heigl with a score for QPR. Heading into this, Fulham actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches against QPR in all competitions. Heading into this, pretty shit form for both of these 2 sides. In fact, pretty identical. 2 wins in the past 6 for Fulham, 2 wins in the past 6 for QPR, but back-to-back defeats since the redo. So both of them looking for points and for victories as well. Heading into this, 2-1 for QPR for the odds, 5-4 the away win for Fulham. They are favourites. 5-2 is the away win. A win for QPR in 14th could see them rise above Sheffield Wednesday into 13th. Win for Fulham in 5th could see them rise back up to 3rd spot above Brentford, depending on what goes on. I am going to go against the grain on this one. I'm going to give it to QPR. I don't usually do that, but I'm going to go with it anyway. 1-0 win. Next up, it's the form team at the moment. It is Cardiff. 3 wins on the spin for them. Up against Charlton. Also pretty good form as well. 2 wins on the spin since the old reboot. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Cardiff, 1 win for Charlton, 4 draws between 2 sides. One of those draws was at the Valley earlier in the season. Conor Gallagher and Jonathan Lecco on the score sheet for Charlton, Mendes Lang and Lee Tomlin on the score sheet for Cardiff. Cardiff actually won the last 3 matches. They've also scored at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches as well. Heading into this, of course, like I said, they won 3 in the spin of Cardiff, 2 on the spin of Charlton. Charlton have actually won 3 of the past 6. But yeah, unbeaten since the reboot. Bookmakers' odds on this one, 5-4 on for Cardiff. They are favourites. 10-3 is the draw. 30-5 is the draw on this one. Win for Charlton in 18th spot could see them rise above Wigan into 17th, and a win for Cardiff in 6th could see them remain in 6th for the rest of the week. That's right. They can close it on just 1 point up to 4th. Goodness gracious me. I'm going with a 0-0 draw on this one. I was going to go with Cardiff, but I think these 2 sides are going to cancel each other in the out and hopefully work its way favour for Rovers. That's right. Anyway, Leeds up against Luton, the battle of the L's. Of course, Leeds back to winning ways. Of course, they slipped up on the first match day on the back, but they're back at home up against Luton, though, who are on a bit of a reboot themselves. Anyway, the last 6 encounters between 2 sides, 4 wins for Leeds, 1 win for Luton, and 1 draw between 2 sides. They played at Kenilworth Road earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Leeds. Bamford and Amati Pearson OG give the goals for Leeds. James Collins on the one only goal for Luton. Leeds have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 4 matches at home. They've also won 6 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. Heading into this, Luton unbeaten in 5. That's right. And their last defeat was before the lockdown against Charlton, 3-1, but they've won 2 and drawn 3 the past 5. Whereas Leeds have won 5 of the past 6, losing against Cardiff a couple games back, of course. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds on this one, 10-3 on. Leeds are red hot favourites. 50-2 is the away win for Luton. 9-2 is the draw on this one. A win for Luton, currently find themselves in 23rd. Could see them mathematically get out of the drop zone above Hull into 21st spot. Win for Leeds would maintain their top push. Even a draw would make them remain top of the table. I'm going with Leeds on this one. Don't really want to, but I'm going to have to. 3-1 win in the end. Next up, I think a win here for Wigan will put them safe for the Championship, but a win for Stoke would drag them right back into it. So it's Wigan against Stoke over at the DW. Of course, Wigan look good at home at the moment. Despite playing shit, they can still grind out a result, and they did on the weekend against Rovers. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Wigan, 2 wins for Stoke, 3 draws between two sides. They played at the 3-6-5 early in the season. It was 2-1 for Stokey boy. Danny Bath with the score, and Mama Bama Diouf, ex-Rover as well on score sheet for Stoke. Sam Morsey, of course, the cheeky bastard with the goal for Wigan. The last play at the DW, there was a 1-0 win for Stoke. In fact, the last time they played in the league, that was in the Cup earlier in the season. Yeah, earlier in the season, the last they played in the league, it was a 0-0 draw as well. So, in fact, Stoke have actually won their unbeaten against Wigan at the DW in the last 3 encounters, stretching all the way back to 2012. That's, in fact, let's break that stat up. The last time Wigan beat Stoke was back in 2012 in March. So it's knocking on 8 years, something like that. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place also on Wednesday, 7-4 for Wigan, 8-5 is for Stoke, pretty close. 11-5 is the draw on this one. A win for Stoke, currently find themselves in 20th spot, conceding rise above Charlton to 46 points, whereas Wigan are in 47 points, 17th spot. They could go as high as 14th. Goodness gracious me, and that put them on to 50 points as well. And you never know with this. They could come out of nowhere. But I'm actually going to stick with the DW bad boys. Of course, they gave us a bit of a lesson. Had a shit house in football, and they did it, and they'll probably do it again against Stoke. Next up, we have Preston up against Wayne Mooney FC. That's right. The last 6 encounters see 0 win for Preston, 4 wins for Derby, and 2 draws between two sides. They played earlier in the season at Pride Park. It was a 1-0 win for Derby. Martin Waghorn on the score sheet for Derby. The last time they played at Deepdale was a 0-0 draw back in 2019. Derby have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 5 matches against Preston. They're also undefeated in the last 13 matches against Preston in all competitions, so they probably fancy their chances on this one. Heading into this, though, Derby one defeat the past 5. That was against Man United in the FA Cup. So unbeaten, really. Four-game winning streak in the league. So they're one of the form teams at the moment, whereas Preston are one of the shit teams at the moment without winning 5 in all competitions as well. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place on Wednesday. It's 6-4 for Preston. 9-5 is the away win. 9-4 is the draw. A win for Preston in 7th, could see them rise above Cardiff into the top 6. Win for Derby in 8th, could see them rise above Cardiff into the top 6. Going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one, and that will keep Derby's unbeaten run going, and of course their streak against Preston. Birmingham up against Huddersfield, not a relegation 6-pointer, but a defeat for Birmingham, a win for Huddersfield, and maybe a win for other teams down the foot of the table, and could suck Birmingham down into that drop zone, or into that area anyway. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Birmingham, 1 win for Huddersfield, and 4 draws between two sides. One of those draws was earlier in the season at the Kirk Leeds. It was a 1-1 draw. Fraser Campbell on the score sheet for Huddersfield, Lucas Jakubowicz on the score sheet for Birmingham. The last time played at Birmingham in the league was a 2-0 win for Birmingham. Che Adams got himself sent off. Jonathan Grounds, Craig Gardner as well on the score sheet that day. Birmingham actually drawn 6 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. They've also drawn 5 of the last 6 matches against Huddersfield in all competitions. Heading into this, though, without a win in 6, though, Birmingham picking up 4 draws of the past 6, whereas Huddersfield haven't won in 3. 3-game losing streak for them both before and after the lockdown. 11-8 for Birmingham for the victory. 2-1 is the away win. 9-4 is the draw. A win for Birmingham, currently find themselves in 16th spot, could see them rise above QPR into 14th. A win for Huddersfield, who are in the drop zone, could see them rise above Charlton into 18th spot. Going to go with a 1-0 win on this one. Away from home, though, Huddersfield has snatched 3 points and maybe liven up that bottom of the table. Forest up against Bristol City. This was going to be a playoff battler, but right now Bristol City are scrambling in 12th spot up against Forest, who are in 4th. But you never know. You just don't know. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Forest, 2 wins for Bristol City, 3 draws between two sides. They drew earlier in the season at Thrashton Gate. That's right. 0-0 was the final score. Ryan Yates got himself sent off. The last time played at the City Ground was a 1-0 win for Bristol City. In fact, you're going to go Bristol City are unbeaten against Forest in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 encounters. That's right. You're going to go back to 2017 for Forest's last victory against Bristol City. Bristol City, though, have actually failed to win the last 7 matches in the Championship. They're on a bit of a run. They're also undefeated in 9 of the last 10 matches against Nottingham Forest in all competitions. Heading into this, though, City are shit at the moment too. 4 defeats in the past 6, in fact, but they've not won any of those 6. Whereas Forest just 1 defeat the past 6 against Millwall. That was before the lockdown. That's right. Bookmakers odds on this one: 21-20 for Forest, 5-2 with the away win, 12-5 is the draw on this one. A win for City, Bristol City, could see them rise all the way up to 7th. A win for Forest in 4th, could see them rise above Brentford into 3rd. Goodness gracious me, I'm going with Forest on this one. 3-0. Bristol City are a little bit lost at sea at the moment. They need a result somewhere, and it's not going to happen this midweek. Sheffield Wednesday up against West Brom, a team that need a result and need a result fast. 4 games without a win for West Brom in the league. Sheffield Wednesday, wow, they've just strung a couple of results together. Anyway, the last 6 encounters between two sides: 0 wins for Sheffield Wednesday, 3 wins for West Brom, 3 draws between two sides. They played at the Baggies, the Hawthorns earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Albion. Carnu, a big fat penalty from Charlie Austin, gave Albion the points. Stephen Fletcher also a penalty, and Liam Palmer gets himself sent off. The last time they played at Hillsborough, there was a 2-2 draw. But Sheffield Wednesday haven't beaten West Brom in a while at Hillsborough. In fact, you've got to go back to 2006 for Sheffield Wednesday's last victory over West Brom in the league. 2006 goal scorers on that day: Glenn Whelan, Bojera, and Stephen McLean as well. Jason Kumas on the score sheet for West Brom. Goodness gracious me. West Brom actually failed to score in the last 4 matches in the Championship, and they're also, but they're undefeated in the last 8 matches against Sheffield Wednesday. They like playing Wednesday. Like I said, West Brom are in need of a win. 5 games without a win in all competitions, where Sheffield Wednesday, their form is just not great at the moment. They need something. 30-5 for Sheffield Wednesday. The odds 5-2 is the draw. Evens for West Brom for the victory, and a win for Sheffield Wednesday though in 13th spot. Could see them rise above Millwall into 11th spot. And you know what? That means they're back in it at that point. West Brom though, 71 points, a win for them. Could go top of the table, of course, depending on what goes on with Leeds. I'm going with the 2-2 draw. West Brom still looking for a win. And then into the final game. It's a relegation 6-point taking place on Thursday, the 2nd of July. It's Hull against Warnock's boys, Middlesbrough, of course. The last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Hull, 3 wins for Borough, 2 draws between two sides. They played at the Riverside earlier in the season. It was a 2-2 draw. Taverner and Fletcher on the score sheet for Middlesbrough. Eves and Bowen on the score sheet for Hull. Marvin Johnson got himself sent off on that occasion. Last time he played though at the King, KCOM. I was thinking Kazam. Last time they played at the KCOM was a 1-1 draw, that's right, back in 2018. British Belong and Bowen again on the score sheet. Hull actually lost 7 of the last 8 matches at home. They've also failed to score in the last 3 home matches as well. Heading into this, Middlesbrough 1 defeat in the past 4. That's both before and after Warnock. That defeat was against Swansea, and that was Woodgate's last Jonathan Woodgate's last job. I'm going mental as we drag on this season. Anyway, the bookmakers odds on this one taking place on, of course, Thursday 2nd of June. 25 for Hull, 23-20 for Borough, 23-10 is the draw. Of course, Warnock's going to have a major effect on them and get them up the table, and they're already moving. A win for Borough in 19th, could see them rise above Wigan into 17th. A win for Hull, 21st spot, could see them rise above 18th place Charlton. I'm going with a 2-1 win, 3 goals in it. Everyone's not going to be happy, just Borough. And let's just say, between you and I, all of this comes on in bang on the pissing nose. This is what the table would look like at the end of it. Leeds will be 77 points clear. Well, they won't. They'll be 77 points, 5 clear of West Brom into 2nd. They'll be just 3 points clear of Brentford. Forest, Fulham and Cardiff will make up the top 6. Blackburn will be back in the game. Preston will still be out of the game. Derby and Swansea in the top 10. Down the bottom will be Barnsley, Luton and Hull City going down with, what would it be, 6 games to spare? What's that? 18 points on the table. Anybody's guess who's going to be going down, and of course who's going to be in the playoffs. It's going to change by another 6 times, I'm pretty sure of it. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Sure to get your own predictions in nice and early down below in the old comment section, and so they can be in for the redo on Thursday or Wednesday whenever we get around to it. Of course, check out the description, links to my other social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way and become part number 11 in the old dream team. That's the way to do it. Patreon.com/Roverseas. Until then though, hopefully your team does well, unless you're Barnsley, and hopefully you lose. Until then though, I'll see you until the next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.